and goblins come around. Listen to our spooky sounds. They have something to frighten you. House and prods and Google too. For Spooktober episodes, straight from hell to your radios. Beware.
Welcome to the Derailed podcast. We've got Haus and prods and Google.
There you go. I guess that's fine.
Fuck you.
I'm fine with it being just a dry opening in an Australian.
Let's do a
voice.
wet opening, dude. Australians scare the shit out of me, dude. I'm afraid of Americans.
Hey, I agree. I haven't met an Australian I liked yet.
Oh, really?
That's true.
Huh.
Yeah. Maybe one.
Just one?
But that's it. Yeah. It's even worse for British people.
Yeah, well. It's like that, what do you call fucking bogans, mate. I can't stand the accent of a bogan.
I thought they call them boygans.
Yeah,
or is that what
burgers, dude.
Wisconsinites call them?
Boygan. The Sheboygan, dude.
Hey, welcome to
Sheboygan.
Sheboygan. Yeah, you want a big?
Welcome to the
Big
Derailed
boogans.
podcast there, dude. We're gonna do something here.
Yeah, we're gonna do something. We're gonna definitely do something.
Oh, we're gonna
this
watch the
episode 8.
Packers there, bud. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, definitely is
Slipping-
episode 8.
Slipping into Chicago. Dude, give me your best Chicago accent. Give me like your Blues Brothers.
It's episode 8, and I'm gonna go to Maxwell Street, got a couple post sausage hot dogs.
There we go.
And
They got the
I
pickles
like-
on there. They got pickles, yeah.
no pickles. I want the post sausage hot dog, the grilled onion, and a little bit of mustard. That's it.
I don't understand what we're doing.
We're doing a Chicago
well,
accent. You fucking.
We're doing a Midwestern thing. You wouldn't
yeah.
understand it.
Don't you know about that Midwestern? You sound Midwestern to me.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
fucking
you from
Canadian.
Sheboygan there, bud, yeah?
Oh, yeah. there.
Sheboygan, yeah.
Yeah,
He's up in
Wisconsin.
He's up in
Wisconsin.
Canada where it's all like,
Wisconsin.
Donair.
Hey there, buddy, out for a rip.
Oh, the
Don't-
Canadian accent. Let me do it
Oh,
for you.
tabarnak, oh, French Canadien, Montreal
the
smoke me sandwich, hein?
Tabarnak.
Tabarnak, je m'appelle Jaune.
Uh-huh.
Jean.
Jaune.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Hey,
What's
you
the
have
most-
any couchon in your pocket? Little mustard packet, huh?
Dude, I remember like looking
So-
up like the most common Canadian names. It was like Jean Paul or some shit. It's like
Yeah.
the most. Yeah, it's a terrible fucking name. Don't name your kid Jean Paul. Name it Jean Claude. You know what I'm saying? Winky face.
Real shit.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Name your kid
Van Damme.
Enya.
Anyways, so, I mean, man, September went by so quick, and now it's October, officially episode 8, the first episode of October, our spooky month of Derailed, where every episode is going to be a little spooky, all topics spooky, all discussion spooky, but not really. We're not going to stick to that, because it's Derailed. We can't stick to anything for
We
very
don't-
long.
Yeah.
But let's just, how's everyone's week? How's everyone doing? How you doing,
It's a shit
Prods?
fest, dude. Oh, not me. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, fuck you,
Oh,
Google. How you
how am
doing?
I
Prods?
doing?
Yeah, how you doing? How's your week going?
I'm whatever.
Edgy, dude. I don't
Yeah.
care,
Sad.
dude.
Whatever.
We're gonna call Prods Bleaky for the rest of the day.
No, it's
Nah.
not. It's not that. It's just the fact that like literally just a lot of stuff going on this week. I've been busy and then just dealing with everybody else on top of it. It's fucking aggravating.
Life's got you down.
No, it's not.
Life's beating you down.
No, it's exhausting dealing with everybody and their fucking problems. Like it's just. Ugh.
Well, it sounds like life is trying to beat you down, and all you got to do is punch it in the throat.
No, what
Yeah,
you gotta
man,
do is
just
get
do is
yourself.
put a
No, what you gotta
smile.
do, get yourself the finest of black tar heroin. All right, you
Oh.
go home, you fucking just.
I mean, House
Right
sold
up.
me heroin the other day, so
Hey,
shout outs to
It's not
House's
true.
mom. Okay, sorry, I'm done.
that's not. Whoa, don't start that. I
I'm
actually.
just kidding.
You really should have said
House is
that
a good-
before the podcast started. If you didn't
Yeah,
want
I
to
know.
hear
It's
that.
I don't
fine.
care, but
I
I actually
knew
wanted
it
to bring
was
up
gonna
some. I wanted to bring up something funny that happened the past week.
What?
What did your mom listen to?
related
It?
to
It's
that.
like, hey,
I'm pretty sure my mom called me or heard me call her an asshole.
Oh,
On the last episode, because my dad was listening to it.
God.
He was laughing. It was funny. But as any episode, we start, 3 little news topics before we get into our main topic, which we'll, reveal that a little later.
Hang on, I'm gonna interrupt you real quick. Listen, to all of our Swedish fans, dude. Skratta du e flora du.
Okay. If we're talking to our Swedish fans, bork, 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 bork.
Yeah, that's how you keep your viewers right there. Yeah.
That's all I
Shout
know
outs
about
to
Sweden.
my Norwegian, Wisconsin
Swedish.
fans. Ufta. Don't you know? They're about
Elfita?
Ufta.
Hey, Sweden. We got a lot. For some reason, the past week, we had a surge of Swedish listeners.
It was probably piracy, honestly.
Maybe it is the capital of piracy and pirate radio. But I think the main reason is that Swedes love smorgasbord. And smorgasbord is a sandwich table, and they love eating deli meats and breads and cheeses and mixing it all together in their mouth.
I think that's a racial
Mix the
slur.
sandwich in their mouth.
And two, I think you're talking about Wisconsin right there, bud.
No, smorgasbord is Swedish. I have a friend from Norway, and I kept going like, oh, I know some stuff about there. Plus, I'm Swedish, and I've gone to Swedish funerals, Swedish
like
parties.
pickled herring, yes.
Dude,
Pickled herring.
what is a Swedish
We're on-
funeral like? That I would like to know. What's
A
different?
Swedish funeral, it just all the comfort food is gray and cold.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah, it's like no, it's not. Yeah, lutefisk.
Like
You've never had
cold Swedish
lutefisk?
meatballs.
Oh, so it's
pickled
like you're in
herring
a
with pickled
work
cucumbers.
camp. I gotcha.
Yeah,
It's like a work camp.
it's like
It's a camp for concentration, dude. It's different.
all right, but yeah, but as I was saying, we cover 3 little news topics of the week. But since it's October, we're gonna do weird ones. We're gonna do ones that are kind of a little spooky, that kind of fit the season. And this first one I think is great. A couple of my friends, including me, we love keeping in the know when it comes to sovereign citizens.
Oh,
And recently, this was pretty recent, a sovereign citizen lured FBI into their home, and their home was rigged with Indiana Jones type booby traps.
so they had a
Jesus.
giant boulder that just rolled at them.
Gregory
Jesus.
Rodveldt's real estate lawyer called police when he saw signs on Rodveldt's property which warned that the home was full of homemade booby traps. The warnings proved true when FBI agent investigated the home in September and was shot by a booby-trapped wheelchair.
Dude, I'll bet
Oh my
you
God.
one, don't sit in wheelchairs in other people's houses. 2, I will bet you a fucking $1 that there's a YouTube channel of some dude who just makes home booby traps, and some dude got
Oh,
like,
if there's a YouTube channel of a guy making constant rat and mice traps, I guarantee there is. I mean, come on.
yeah,
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Those are the
Like,
things.
he's like, I bet I could just have to make this bigger and it'll work on a human.
Shout outs to the Microwave Me show where a dude just literally puts microwaves inside microwaves and then microwaves them. No joke.
Yes.
Like, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
great show. Yeah.
I
Doesn't
actually
the microwave just turn on?
Mhm.
wow. I like that one channel where the guy does the mice traps and stuff. It's
Oh
good.
yeah, he like here's this
Yeah,
old thing.
he can't show any
invented.
killing traps though because YouTube started
Yeah.
monetizing or demonetizing.
Really?
it.
Well, they show
It's really
they
sad.
show like the rats in the traps after they're dead.
yeah,
Oh, it's like the snake guy, only after he's been bit like 3
that
times.
guy's a jackass. Jesus, when
Was
you
it
showed
dude's
us-
channel?
The one I talked about.
Yeah,
Viper Keeper.
holy
Yeah,
hell,
yeah.
I've been
he
watching
is
it.
So
Yeah.
he is so racist. So if you just watch his videos, he goes on tirades about Palestinians, like a lot. He does
Really?
it way more
It
than you
seems
think
like-
he does.
It's like he handles snakes and he also hates Palestinians. It seems like a match.
He refers to the snakes he doesn't like. He puts them in the lower containers where you can't
Really?
get them as easily. And he goes like, "Oh, these dirty little bamboosas are like Palestinians. They lie and they cheat and they're murderers." Like,
Jesus.
I just came here to watch cute little poisonous snake videos. Maybe bite the silly man that has 1 million of them in his house. Well, his weird old witch-looking wife with a Tweety Bird T-shirt comes in.
Hey,
One day she's gonna find him dead.
yeah, I guaranteed. Sorry to change the topic again, but I kind of want to
It's
actually
okay.
talk about something really weird in current events. You ever
Yeah.
noticed this? I noticed this a few times with like artists that passed away. So like XXX Tentacion, right? So they released a
Yeah.
new music video of, well, I guess it was something he was working on. Isn't it really weird when the artist passed away and then they release like a music
Oh,
video they were working on?
Dude, why is Carrie Fisher
seem-
still alive in Star Wars? It's a good fucking question.
But like, doesn't it seem kind of like really like in bad taste? Like, because for me, it's like,
Well-
where's that money going for the views of it? Like,
Dude,
is the family getting
te-
it, or is it like just getting the label right? Like, getting all
I
of
think
it?
I think when they sign an artist, they like you also give away your rights to your image and whatnot, because like that's
Yeah.
the whole like using the Michael Jackson holograms and shit. It's the same
yeah.
debate there of like, yeah, they own you.
But I feel like
They
it's
own
in poor taste because they did that with Mac Miller and a couple other things, and I'm like, I saw this video and I was
Yeah.
like, he died. I'm like, why wouldn't they donate the money to like say like a community center in his neighborhood or something like that? Like that would seem like a better idea if you're gonna release the video, donate the money that you're getting from the video, or give it to his family or something, right? Somebody of next of kin. Why just cash in on the dead man's fucking work, you know?
Hey, money's money. But
Yeah.
they did that with Prince. They did
Yeah,
that
I
with
was gonna
Michael
say.
Jackson. I mean, it's the thing. You know, Justin Timberlake like finished the album in quote. I put the last touches on it. A lot of it's like, oh, I really had this album I want to finish. But really, what it usually boils down to is the studio put a bunch of money in finishing this album, which usually takes years to finish for these people. And then they die, and they're like, "Oh, we have to finish it. We're not just going to leave this half-finished thing." And, you know, we'll release it in his memory and it will sell well. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
that's just kind of how.
No, they did that with
it
Michael
works.
Crichton in a book. I think he had
Oh, yeah.
finished and shit. But that's the other thing, dude. Biggie's released like fucking 8 albums since he's been dead.
Yeah.
Kind of
No,
makes me think.
the duets,
serious.
thing. Yeah, no, I know.
Like
you're
I
talking
count
about
I
the
count any
duets
album that has a Biggie track on it that's like 12 years after he died is a Biggie album. You know?
Yeah. Well, another thing is that you said that people kind of, their images are sold in these contracts. Same thing kind of happened in the movie Back to the Future 2.
Yeah, I remember reading about that. Like
yeah.
the dude who the whatever
Crispin
the Marty
Glover.
Marty McFly's dad, and they used his image and they used a guy like
Well, what really happened was that he was in the first film and they had to make him look older in present day, because they had him just look normal when they went back in time, and when in present day he looked a little older. He had like kind of more sunken in face. That was all prosthetics, and basically what they had to do is they had to take a full mold of his face to make the prosthetics. So they had casts of his face, and when the second movie came out, he didn't want to be a part of it. And I've actually talked, I asked Crispin Glover about this. I went to one of his,
you asked him about this?
yeah, I went to his, What Is It tour, and literally you go there to watch his movies that he directs, and he reads through his books and goes through poetry. It was a small little niche little theater, and it was like my birthday. And I asked some stupid questions too. I asked him like, what is Johnny Depp like? Why did you make Alice in Wonderland? Like stupid questions. And also I asked him to wish me happy birthday. And
You narcissistic fuck.
yeah, I know. But we were in there for like, after it ended, we were there for like 4 hours, and there was the crazy people trying to give him their screenplays.
Oh,
But we all managed to have this really crazy, like, not everyone was in the theater at that point, but we all had this crazy discussion about Back to the Future, which a lot of people, if they're first time being around him, it's a good chance to ask these questions. I mean, whenever you're ever going to hear the answers to them.
Opie.
So-
Actually, I saw that Opie and Anthony is where I saw
Yeah.
him answer a bunch of questions on it. Because he's still tilted, and he changed the law. Like, didn't he change like the Screen Actors
Yeah.
Guild law? Yeah.
Yeah, he did. But the whole thing, though, the reason he left Back to the Future was because in the original Back to the Future screenplay, when Marty fixes the past into his favor and, makes it better, Biff gets fucked over pretty much and stops him from raping Marty's wife, which is so weird. When they go in the original ending, when they came to present day, the house, they lived in a nicer house, and the family was successful, and they had a new car, and they had a black butler.
That's right. Yeah.
And it was in the screenplay, and Crispin Glover was like reading. It's like, I don't like this. I don't want this to be in the movie. It's really weird and racist. So them being successful means they have a black guy in a tuxedo in their house? Like, what the fuck? So they changed it and made Biff be like their lackey and shine their car and shit, which works better, but still it was like a weird thing. And he had a lot of creative differences with most of the people working on, including the writer for Back to the Future. So he stepped out of the movie, and then Back to the Future comes out with the second sequel where they go into the future, and he's an old man at that point, Marty's father, Mr. McFly. So they just took his prosthetics and put it on some random actor that kind of looked like him to make an old Crispin Glover, and took his likeness pretty much. And he sued him and he won. And it changed a lot of laws and
Note to self.
kind of that whole
Well, I
creative
think
image thing.
just the Screen Actors Guild, whatever bylaws or whatever, and I think he won a Supreme Court case over it.
He
but,
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like
Hopefully.
his biggest thing he did outside of being in Friday the 13th.
Oh.
Yeah. That movie was good. He's great in that.
Well, he does a lot of stage plays, I believe. And from what I think I
does-
saw a stage play of him in Macbeth, and it was actually really good.
Yeah, he's insane. He's an amazing writer. And I guess a lot of his works are kind of creepy and eerie in a way. He has 2 movies. He's still working on the third one, I guess. The first one is called What Is It? And then the second one is like This is It. And I think that's what the second one was called. But he's working on a third film. And the first one is a movie all cast by everyone. Almost everyone in the movie is mentally disabled. And yeah, and and then there's like some weird stuff with snails. There's an Al Jolson looking man doing Michael Jackson dances, shooting heroin. I mean, it's just one of those art house films. Also, the movie was like written by a man who's paraplegic, and he's in the movie as well. And he also wrote the second movie. And Crispin Glover found this guy who's a writer, and he has to write by someone listing letters like Salamanca from Breaking Bad, and he writes these screenplays. And the second movie is about him being a serial killer where he smells women's hair and he strangles them. It's fucking horrifying.
Sounds
While
great.
you guys talk, I always have this thing where I try and stay quiet as long as I can during the main conversation.
Yeah, good idea for a
I don't know.
podcast. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a great.
Sounds like a really great idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, moving on to
great transition, dude.
yeah. Moving on. We talked about the sovereign citizen. That whole thing with the gunshot in the wheelchair. That
I'm
was
seeing a lot of wheelchair-related memes here. Is there? Are you afraid of being in a wheelchair? Is that what this?
No, that's just what happened. I mean, it was similar to from Bloodborne or whatever. Are you okay? Are you okay, Prods? What's wrong? What's wrong, Prods? What's wrong?
He's too busy typing to his girlfriends, dude. Can't
You
keep
didn't
up.
see what I just put in chat? I don't.
I did. He's for the listeners at home.
Disgusting.
He's not feeling on his A game right now.
It's all right, dude. He's never on his A game. It's okay.
It's okay. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to wrap that one. It was just, sovereign citizens. Sovereign citizens don't believe they're citizens. They're like their own thing. They're above the government. And he's like, he invited the FBI into his house, and he's like, come on in. You won't beat me. I got traps for days in here. I got paint cans suspended from the ceiling with ropes. I have a old man sitting in a chair who really has a gun, kind of like from Bloodborne.
So it's
Maybe
like
got
Home
that idea
Alone.
from
Yeah,
Bloodborne.
you're talking about Home Alone.
Yeah. It's like Last House on the Left as well, kind of.
The remake or the original? Because the remake was
The
dog
original.
shit.
The original.
Okay, attaboy.
Remake doesn't have the cool Home Alone stuff going on.
Yeah,
in it.
I was gonna say I don't know.
The remake
what the
is
fuck.
just Have you seen the remake,
yeah.
Prods?
Hmm?
Have you seen the remake of that?
Of what?
Of Last House on the Left.
When did it come out?
Like 2009, 10 maybe. Last House
I think
on the Left.
Not the remake. I think I saw. What was the original?
Oh
Was
yeah,
like,
2009. The original was 1972.
Okay, then yeah, I just saw the remake.
Yeah, the remake did, because the cool thing about the original was like a Home Alone house. There's like these criminals trying to get in, and they can't. And it's like they defend their daughter by setting up all these traps. It's cool. The sovereign citizen thing is less cool because he just seems like he's a crazy asshole trying to kill cops.
Get out of my house. This is here.
Get out of my house. I made an invitation. Who can get to the end gets a prize.
Well,
An
I mean,
Amazon gift card.
If it's his own property, and he's just stating the fact that there's booby traps inside the house, what's wrong? I don't understand.
Yeah, I know. Well, I guess the fact that he had bombs.
Did he state that he had bombs in there on the signs, or did you say
I
booby
think
traps?
they found bombs.
Okay, but so it's a legal entry for like the idea he might have bombs. Like I don't understand it completely.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird story. I guess we'll hurry through the rest of these. The rest are less cool. The rest are way less cool. I mean, the other spooky story is a family living in an apartment. Every night would hear the sound of children's voices singing "It's Raining, It's Pouring." The old man is snoring.
Love that song.
They would hear it every night.
It's fucking night fuel. Is what it
Yeah,
is.
and they didn't know why. And it would happen only at night.
Some
And it would
kid
just
putting
come out
him
of
to sleep
nowhere,
to-
and it would happen over and over again. This is a town in England. It was just some small little house, and they were like, "What the hell's going on? This won't stop." It's happening every night. This was, I believe, in a town called Ipswich.
Oh,
Ipswich in
dude, what
England.
is this? Literally an H.P. Lovecraft story? Like,
No, this is true.
oh, it happened
didn't
in
know.
Arkham and Ipswich, dude. Oh, it sounds great.
Arkham and
gather
Ipswich,
around
the night of the
Grandpa's knee.
Cthulhu. But
Hashtag
it
dog
got to
shit.
the point
Right.
where they called their landlord or their superintendent about it, and they were like, "What the fuck
Superintendent.
is going on?" And it turned out that it was a spider making the sound.
How?
I thought you
It
were
was
gonna.
a spider.
Okay, so it's Itsy Bitsy Spider. They were just mishearing the fucking nursery rhyme, or what are you saying?
No, a spider. There's a park nearby, and they have these little sensors to keep away like for some reason they have sensors with little cameras in them, and if something goes past the camera, it plays a little song. So in this park nearby, it was blasting.
Why
this
would you
nursery rhyme.
ever set up a fucking sensor to play "It's Raining, It's Pouring"? That's the
Yeah, so
dumbest thing I've ever heard. What for? What
Yeah,
purpose?
it's
to what
England.
end?
That's England for you.
Oh, you know what it could be? It could be like a lot of rapes in the neighborhood or something, I guess.
Oh yeah, it was a
How-
deterrent
how
for
does-
opportunists.
Okay, how the fuck does "It's Raining, It's Pouring"? The old man is snoring.
No, it's just
deter
the
you from-
idea to give the person or the attacker that there's something around. But if the person was more intelligent, they'd know it was like something that's coming from a speaker.
Dude, do you
somewhere.
want
Yeah.
a rapist to hear kids? Does that seem like an improvement?
I don't know. It's a deterrent of some sort. It's still a
The
noise.
town was like, yeah, we know it's eerie. A spokesman of the council was like, the sound is only supposed to act as a deterrent for opportunistic thieves that come out on your property. And it's designed only to be heard by people
Oh.
on our private land.
You know, it'd be
This was-
great
yeah.
if I would do something like that on my own property. If I owned like a big clunk of like a chunk of land, I'd set up speakers and sensors all over the place. So like coyotes got on the property, I'd be like, get out, get out of here, Scoot, get out, now.
Get out here.
Scoot.
Hey, you asshole.
Why not just
Just
play a
get down.
gunshot? Like that strikes me as a useful
Yeah,
fucking
that would
sound
be
effect.
good
Like
too.
literally just play a gunshot in the distance. That would be a fucking highly effective deterrent.
I would have the sound trigger be from Family Matters of Urkel going, did I do that?
Oh.
It would scare the shit out of everything.
Dude, I would have Carl Winslow from fucking Die Hard talking to John McClane about his terrible life and how terrible it is being a cop in Chicago. Nice reference to Chicago, though. I will say, didn't
Yeah,
Family
no.
Matters? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what happened in Wisconsin? You know a great movie based in Wisconsin?
What?
Yeah, absolutely fucking nothing, because nothing
Yeah.
happens here.
Whoa, wait a bit. What about shit?
What about
Yeah,
Willy Wonka and
exactly.
the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah, what about Willy Wonka, dude? Good day, son. Good day.
Good day, sir.
I said good day.
Something
son.
happened in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Isn't
Ed
Wayne's
Gein.
World.
Yeah, Ed Gein.
That-
Fucking every
that was
serial
no-
killer
yeah.
under
I
the
don't
sun.
know.
We got Jeffrey Dahmer. We got John Wayne Gacy, who moved from Illinois. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like this is the serial killer hangout.
I mean, yeah, you got that.
It's
That's
something
pretty
about the
good.
cheese.
Yeah,
I love
probably
cheese.
it's brain disorders, dude. It's Toxoplasma gondii from cat poop inside the cheese. Makes sense.
Serial killers love cheese. That's the truth.
Really?
Whoa.
Okay, and then our final little top news topic, and then we'll move on to our.
You're gonna
main
transition
topic
off
of the episode.
that? Really? Is that what you're gonna? Okay,
No, I
I
mean
was just gonna
transitions
say,
have to happen,
dude. I mean,
they have to happen.
I just want to have some bacon, you know, because that's pretty close to human
Yeah.
flesh. Just a couple pieces, dude.
yeah. I
I'm
mean,
gonna let it awkwardly
I
hang.
don't know if it would. It depends on how you cured it.
Hey, man.
Some people jerky. I love people jerky.
People
I'll tell you.
jerky
And cheese. Yeah. People cheese and people jerky. Dude, can you make cheese out of breast milk? That's a good question.
Oh my
I
God.
think you can.
Tweet Haus
I
if you
wouldn't
can.
want to.
Tweet the Derailed podcast if you can make cheese out of
Yeah.
breast milk.
I'll try it. I'll figure out. I'll post my results.
Yeah, do some scientific study.
Just
That
need to
sounds
get some
good.
breast milk.
Mm.
Feel free to send me some if you
That-
want.
that
I'll use it for
Taiwan-
strictly business reasons.
Taiwanese booby milk. Tell you what, boy.
What needs booby milk? Booby milk.
Shout outs to
Taiwanese.
waifu, dude. All right.
All right. And then the last little topic. This is a little bit of an old one, but I just think it's so good, and I wish it would happen. Y'all remember the black sarcophagus that got excavated?
Yeah, where everybody wanted to drink
Yeah.
the juice.
The petition to drink the liquid. What happened
Yeah.
to that?
Give me
Is
the
that not happening
juice.
anymore?
The
Let
juice
me drink the juice.
Yeah, the juice turned out to be
Drink.
sewage water. So,
Aw.
yeah.
Let me have a little sip.
No, like the Egyptian government actually responded to the petition and they were like, yeah, that's sewage. That's literally raw sewage. You don't really want to drink that. And people were like trying to
But
sell
the
it.
thing was like encased in rock.
Yeah, well, it's past a sewer line, so I'm not surprised. Like,
Man,
Maybe it's magical black juice.
god damn it. I was hoping it was like the blood of a king.
I was gonna say it was kind of colored like poop, but I didn't want to point it out to anybody that signed the petition on Reddit. Shout outs to our drink the juice or whatever.
Yeah, let's drink the juice. Like the internet is like, all right, internet, is this what you want? First you want Szechuan sauce, now you want sarcophagus
No.
juice. You'll get what you want.
Dude, anytime anybody says I want to watch,
I think I'm
Rick
just
and
gonna go
Morty-
make a website real quick and like literally just start bottling black sewage water and be like, hey, I got some for you.
Hey, I got some of the juice.
So they do with Fiji. Actually, it's just some dude in Jersey packing
You know,
fucking
Fiji
bathtub
water is very overpriced, but I think it's just such a fucking joke. That's why I buy it sometimes.
Oh man.
I'm like,
oh,
yeah.
and shit. This actually I just kind of came across this month, or I guess right after Halloween.
So November. You're talking about November, right?
It might happen on Halloween. But it's probably going to be after Halloween. Spooky skull-like death comet is going to zip past the Earth, and it looks
Did
like
you
a
just-
skull.
Did you use
Yeah.
skull-like in reference to a comet?
Yeah, it actually looks like a human skull.
Oh well, okay.
All the
that-
pictures
These are
of it.
these are awful current events.
How can we have gravity if the Earth is flat?
They
That's
are.
my question. Oh shit, it is like a skull. Holy fucking shit! You're not
Yeah.
kidding. Wow.
Yeah, it literally looks like a skull.
Yeah,
a
whatever. I
human
play
skull.
Fortnite.
That's
I bet
okay.
you do.
intense dabberoni. That does look like a skull, though.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, this is gonna hit Fortnite map. Dude, gonna change everything. Fuck.
That actually looks
Dude.
like that's kind of. I don't understand what the fuck.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Looks like a bowling ball.
Skulls look like a bowling ball.
Dude, wow, I can see
Maybe
a
go-
face in 3 dots. That's amazing. It's like it's biologically built in. Holy shit, dude.
Oh
Bowling
my
ball.
god. Maybe it's the head of a celestial.
Looks like my
floating through our
boss.
system.
Dark matter, dark energy.
Mm-mm.
matter, dark energy.
Hmm. Shout outs to Neil deGrasse Tyson for telling us about this with his astronomy, magic tricks.
Yeah, what does he even do? He's like Al Roker, isn't he?
He declassifies Pluto as a planet, is what he does. Never forget. Hashtag never
Yeah.
forget.
Fuck him. Pluto's my favorite planet.
Oh, it's not it's a celestial object, dude.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
That's why it's not my favorite
Mercury
planet
just
anymore.
a rock in between the sun. Up, 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 up.
What's your second favorite planet, guys? Let's talk about your second favorite. I like Uranus, dude. Wow, what a great planet.
I like Saturn and the water on Saturn.
Why does nobody ever pick Earth as their first favorite planet? It's got oxygen.
Mars.
Because no one wants to
I
live
like
here
mine's
anymore.
Mars. I love John Carpenter films. They're so fucking good.
My favorite
Actually,
planet is
Mars is
actually Elon Musk. That's my favorite planet, dude.
I love
That's my
Doom
favorite
so
planet.
much. That's why it's my favorite.
Dude, I
Oh.
love Phobos. It's around Mars.
I
Oh
like
yeah,
Planet
dude,
X.
Mass Effect.
Yeah. USS Ishimura. That's my favorite planet.
Oh.
That's my favorite planet. too.
USS Takashi Ishimura, dude. We're gonna do
Kashi
the testing.
69 Ishimura.
Starfleet Medical, dude. We gotta carry. It's different. Wesley's got a hard
me
time.
on
here.
Voyager. Me on Voyager.
God damn it, Google. I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor, not a planetary specialist like Elon Musk. All right.
Yeah.
He stepped down, man. He's gone. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
Yeah, he's gone. He's
For
not going
one,
to lead us to.
Dude, SpaceX is the one that gets the $40 billion contracts. I don't think fucking Tesla's just the weekend project.
Let's see that.
Probably made enough money off. Dude, anybody who sells flamethrowers versus making Facebook and trying to censor the internet, I'm going to trust the guy who makes flamethrowers. Just throwing that out.
Flamethrowers aren't even cool.
You've mentioned this. I want more proof in the pudding.
I want
what?
Needs to be
napalm
more-
flamethrowers, baby.
Of Facebook limiting people's ability to actually free speech? Or.
That's a myth. A fucking myth.
Okay, well, let's just drop the
Prove it.
N-bomb and see how long it takes to get demonetized.
Shh, shh, shh.
I didn't. I said N-bomb, dude, as in
I know,
Nigeria,
but
dude.
just don't. Please.
I didn't. It's fine. You're
Don't
okay.
do it.
Shh, 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 shh. It's okay. It's okay. Although, speaking of making websites, I did make a website for one of my friends, and he's a VR chat thought. Shout out to Popey. So I made him a website right here to sell his merch. I always thought it'd be great to become an e-pip.
What is
like,
this?
It's
What
to
the fuck is this?
you see in VR chat there are a bunch of dudes who go around as anime girls and then don't speak, and then they just
Oh,
rub
so
each
that's what
other's
he
heads.
does
and,
now. Okay.
Yeah, he's a thought. He's a
really,
quote unquote.
wow, he stepped up his game. Let me tell you, like from being mad about baby carrots to this, I don't know what to say.
I hope you like the wedding picture of the Down syndrome guy. I was thinking of you when I made that, but yeah, no. And there's also a diagram of how pee is stored in the balls. But yeah, it's a pretty good website. Shoutouts to all VR chat thoughts out
yeah,
there.
I'm never gonna go on VR chat. I'm like
Dude,
so dead
you-
set. I never.
You would be at home. Like that's just it. I know you would be at home. Like just
don't
based on
wanna
your
dive into it.
specific type of autism or whatever. Like
This
I'm
makes
sure
me want to punch my fucking computer.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. Like it's hashtag I don't give a fuck. It's so weird.
Poppiesharem.com allows you
It's
to choose
Popey.
from the spiciest memes spiciest memes thoughts from VR chat today. All from our German consulting agency.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
just-
reading this anymore.
nor should you.
All right. Well, I'm not looking at that website anymore. It's
It's a
disgusting.
virus, dude.
God damn it!
Oh my god, they
Nettie
hacked
Jane.
me, dude. Oh god, they got the Chicago dogs. They hacked me, dude. Very sad. Very sad.
All right. But for our main topic of the episode is we're at the halfway mark, over just a
Oh,
bit.
wow.
We're talking about cults and the productivity of cults, and are cults
sorry.
productive?
Oh, the question is, what do you consider cults? Because I consider crust punks and fucking hippies cults.
Cults meaning it's a group of people, a collective group
All right, so
that
hippies and
follow
crust
a
punks. I
religion
gotcha.
or movement.
Yep. Okay. I'm definitely set on my ways then. Crust punks, hippies, cult members, all of them.
Would you? But is there a one?
Have you
leader of
ever
them?
fucking seen a crust punk?
Count
Seriously?
Yes.
hippies as a cult?
Like, Jesus, no.
I
like-
don't think hippies or crust punks are.
No, but I'm talking about like when they like
dirty.
travel across the country and they have a whole convoy of autism with them, and it's just
There
Yeah,
are
those
crust
are
punks
just-
and hippies that are in
Yeah.
cults.
Those are just gypsies. That's a totally different
no,
animal.
they're
Yeah.
not gypsies. Those people are weird. All of them.
You don't like
A lot of people
hippies?
are
Who
weird.
trades beads for things? That's weird. I don't
Hippies,
like
dude.
it.
Dude, if you ever been at a
Farmers.
concert and had to like debate and haggle over the price of a grilled cheese sandwich and acid exchange, like it's a serious situation that I've gotten myself
Holy
into.
Fuck, I use money. Okay, where I come
Yeah,
from.
well, they're hippies. They're easy to swindle. You know?
Well, the thing about a cult though is a cult usually has a leader and an end goal
a king hippie.
or some type of plan.
So
hippie
Mormonism.
It involves politics, sex, and
Scientology.
religion. Those three things
Yeah.
are usually.
What was
it
that like
comes
crazy
into.
sex cult in the Hollywood that was going on with that lady from
It's-
Smallville? What was that?
Yeah.
That was a good
It's
one.
the Church of Latter-day Saints, I believe. It's
No. There was like that bit, the woman from Smallville, like that played like I guess Clark Kent's love interest during
Yeah,
the
yeah,
show.
Hmm.
She had like a sex cult or whatever, and it got fucking out of hand.
You ever notice
And,
they're all sex cults, and like wasn't there was a couple people named in that shit, and it's
there
like
was a few.
yeah. Well, the FBI pulled that shit. I think there's another chick from New York that was like the wife of an investment banker of some sort. Gotten deep. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a weird.
I don't really understand what kind of gratification you get from a sex cult, but whatever. I guess. I mean,
They're banging children.
Just virgin,
That's literally
only virgin me.
The repeating theme of every cult is banging children.
Okay.
Like look at Mormons. Like, do you think marrying a 12-year-old off is you think that's part of
I'm about to really push this to a whole other fucking area if you continue.
All right,
that.
do it.
Like,
Do it.
Then what do you consider fucking Islam?
Yeah, exactly. Same thing. A cult.
Yeah.
Hashtag like, dude.
See, like, I don't think
Quran?
this topic is gonna get really skewed quickly.
No, it's fine. Read the Quran. Let's just read the Quran.
I've read the English translation.
How old was?
I know
Muhammad,
my five tenets. I know everything.
Yeah. How old was fucking Muhammad's second wife?
10.
6. Close.
6. Oh,
6.
What?
And then he
Really?
then he rode a half human, half horse into the sky. Like, I'm not even shit. Read the Quran, kids. Read the Quran. It's an interesting read.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess you can say all religion is a cult.
Well, I mean,
I don't think I can't really
definitely
like
Kinda is.
Put it this way is like most other religions have had some kind of reformation. Like, if you look at Christianity in the modern form, like, there's been a reformation. Like, Islam has never had a reformation, which is why it's still in the cult status. But really what you're talking is like an agrarian society of some sort where you have infighting, wars, like even old school Judaism, similar thing, where it's just the first fucking 10 books of the Bible is just people warring over land and cattle and whatever the fuck. And yet, at some point, there's a reformation where they come into the 21st century of like basically they indoctrinate the Buddhistic.
I know. I understand what you're saying. They've updated and followed the whole path of like how time has flowed with the the actual Bible itself, as opposed to the Quran that it hasn't. It's not aged well.
Yeah. But let's roll this back to the main point: is that productive?
Very productive, actually.
I think whatever productiveness you get from a commune is canceled out by banging children.
I went into looking at.
Do you think cults? Is that all they do in cults though? Like, is that what you're trying to say?
that is the repeat. Like, wake up, dude.
It's
Name
part of it.
Find me a cult and then tell me.
I don't know. I don't
leader,
talk. I don't talk to anybody in a cult. I don't
talk to anybody in a cult, but I have a
cults.
passing fascination and just like what.
Well, I know you
cult
do because it comes with the background of social engineering and like social manipulation and stuff like that. But my whole point is with it is like I just think cults, they come and go. They're like, I mean, but again,
and how do they go usually nowadays? That's the answer is an FBI raid. Why do they do an FBI raid? Because they're either banging children or they're stockpiling weapons or both.
Yeah, what was that one with the stockpiling
money.
weapons in what was that? What was it?
Money is in like trading drugs is a concept.
Was that big one where there was a huge standoff outside?
Yeah. Remember Alex Jones talked about how they were like non-confrontational? Remember that? That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, what about Jonestown? like
They're not confrontational business.
Yeah.
Why did Jonestown move to South America?
I don't know.
Banging kids is the answer, and tax evasion.
I
Look at
don't
Mormonology.
know. I think organized religion is the same thing, really, in my eyes.
It's like, not just always banging kids; it's also money.
It's like, why is Catholicism still to this day? Like, why is there pedophiles in the fucking Christian ranks? Like,
traditionally, there's been no outlet for because.
No, I know, but you're making your
comparison.
I'm making my comparison to organized religion. I think cults and religion are the same, and as I said, if you debate that, then
no, I agree. I'm just saying, okay,
I agree with
like
that
you
too.
don't think Catholics bang kids?
But
buddy, what are you talking about?
Easy.
Stop talking about fucking kids.
Well, I'm just saying, it's the kind of demonology you should be demonized.
I understand. It's just in the core of it. Most denominations of religion become very culty. It's one thing to have faith in something, but then as soon as it becomes an institution.
Okay, so where's the line we're drawing for this topic then?
What defines culty is the question.
Are you talking about cults, like murder cults? Because I love murder cults. Murder cults are the best.
Murder cults, yeah. Murder cults. I see now this one is considered like a denomination
baby.
of faith, but or a Christian domination. I think Seventh-day Adventist Church is like a big time cult. That is so culty. Like, the rules are so, insane. It's not even, religiously
give us an
applicable to other
example.
things.
Like, give us an example. So is it Calvinism and the usual rigmarole of like Protestant like hard work
it's more extreme. It's just rule upon
Look,
rule, and then the rules.
Have
seem
you
to
ever
change.
heard of the Unification Church? Have you ever heard about this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
Unification.
what about
Church?
Yeah.
Baha'i, dude? The Baha'i church where you just go in once
There
a
are
year?
so many good fucking little cults. What was the fucking that Indian guru one?
I know what you're talking. In the
India-
70s?
Guru?
Yeah,
Love Guru?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Love Guru.
Yeah,
With,
it was like an indulgence in sex. and
It's
whatnot.
Rajneesh, the Rajneesh movement.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
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 I'm talking
that
about the
one.
Love Guru with Michael Myers.
Great
Yeah,
movie.
which was based on the fucking Rajneesh. And those were the ones that tried to inject people with fucking salmonella and shit. And
That's
those
cool.
and there was fucking kid banging
Oh.
there too. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not kidding. Like, I'm just saying it's a
I know,
common
I know, and I
fucking
don't
theme.
doubt you. It's
a
just an
common theme.
unfortunate thing.
Like, I'm just saying, why do you think Catholicism has existed so long? Like traditionally, like half the reason why Catholics haven't allowed churches, like priests, to actually get married is because of the transfer of assets outside of the church. One, two, like up until the 50s or whatever, it's been a traditional place for gay men to go to find some kind of solace. Like priests banging each other, common theme throughout the
Come here.
history
I'm
of
in
Catholicism.
church. Make me not gay, please.
Yeah, well, that
That's
too, or
basically
like where it's the classic role, at least the question of the shaman is like, what is the shaman's role? Why has the shamanism existed in some like form throughout history? And generally, that's the place. Like, at least one of the evolutionary biologist standpoints is like, okay, you got a crazy person who sees visions and talks to spirits. They probably would be good in
Yeah.
the role of a religious figure. Like, that's the traditional.
Yeah.
You see a lot of themes that repeat themselves. Like,
But
Well, yeah,
look
there's a
outside
lot of
religion.
cults that really share the same similar
Yeah.
fucking traits of children of
Some
God.
cults aren't
and
religious at
fucking-
all. Some cults are just like
Literally
like
talk
the
about
one you
like
mentioned-
child
the
abuse.
one you
is
mentioned
literally the one
before.
I'm
What's
talking
it
about,
called?
the
It's
one you
not
mentioned
religious.
before was Allison Mack. She was the chick from Smallville,
Yeah.
and that was like, when did that happen? It was like around 2011 or
Well, you
prior
ever?
than that.
Yeah. Have you ever heard about the movement for the restoration of the Ten Commandments of God? You ever heard about that one?
yeah,
That's
It's
a good
cute.
one. One prostitute
What?
apparently, which was really confusing in the formation of that cult. Didn't understand
What?
why. You had like literally ex-Roman Catholic priests, 2 nuns, and a prostitute. Made no sense, really.
Well, that's the thing is too is like Catholics love evangelism because it's like they've been left out of the evangelist movement since the birth of it.
But the idea of productivity is sometimes, the person who's running the cult, sometimes they're completely all there. They're sane. Are they maybe a sociopath? Yeah, but
And
the
that's
whole thing
sane.
is that no. Sometimes they're sociopaths. Sometimes they are sane. They're just assholes.
Okay,
Um,
find me a well-adjusted cult leader.
No, I don't think one exists. But there's a possibility. There's a possibility
The
that cult
only-
leader
the
could
only
just be
cult I was
really into
ever-
making money.
The only cult that I was ever legitimately probably interested in was I think it was, what was it called? Order of the Solar Temple, which was around during the medieval Knights Templar. That was a fucking sick
sounds
cult.
cool.
Yeah, that was actually probably one of the like
Yeah, but this Allison Mack thing sounds insane. Like, she was arrested and accused of being a leader, a prime recruiter for a sorority-esque group of young women who were manipulated into serving as slaves for male masters, which happens a lot these days. She is facing 15 years to life imprisonment on charges of sex trafficking, conspiracy to commit forced labor.
And I will throw in on the fucking on the Order of the Solar Temple, like they would throw you a last dinner before, like the classic Christ-like supper before you would suicide. So I don't know if that
Well,
really
they,
qualifies.
yeah, they
as
believed in the
non-harmful.
reincarnation of like the 14th century, like which made no sense. And then like the fuck, it was a doomsday cult. It was great.
Yeah,
like,
and there was one leader that claimed children were demigods. So
Yeah.
just throw it. Yeah, like I'm
Yeah,
just
there
saying,
you go.
like I have a theme here that I could easily point out because I've spent a lot of time, not from a social engineering standpoint, but just from a passing fascination of how this shit comes about. Like being an ex-Catholic and
Or
enjoying.
figuring out how to start your own cult.
Well, not
be
necessarily.
successful
Like
at it.
I don't think I have. Like it's just like being a politician. Like I don't think I have the merits or the complete sociopathy to run for office.
Well, you got the People's Temple too. That's another great one.
Isn't that Baha'i? It's Baha'i, isn't it? Like
What are you
Baha'i is
talking
pretty. Like the Baha'i are like that's the only religion I could really find that like it's like an offshoot of like Shriners and. I
Well, they
wanna
built
say-
the commune Jonestown. That's the one you were talking about.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
So just made up nonsense. It's always Calvinism.
I think a pretty cool cult are the more alien-y ones that are just insane. Like, just they're kind of cute. They're kind of cute because it's just like the cult is only one person usually in it. The Message from the Designers is a good cult.
What about
he-
Heaven's Gate, dude?
Heaven's Gate's cool. I think Message from the Designers is more cool because he's just all like, I hang out with aliens and I've cloned a human before and I won't show you him and I can't give you proof I've cloned a human, but I totally cloned a human.
Cool.
And I can have sex with all the sex robots from space because in space there's sex robots and you can have any kind you want built for
Sounds
you.
kind of similar to the story of the plates of Nephi. You just read them out of a hat, and so there you go. That's, take it as proof, boys. It's right there
Classic.
for
Yep.
you.
So really, the core messages that you should go to church.
Yeah, pretty much.
How about we like what religions have actually done good? Maybe that like because we're on the topic of usefulness. What religions have been
Ooh.
useful?
Christianity,
It's
baby,
productive.
purging of the
Yeah, but-
heretics all day. Fuck yeah! You tell me a religion more motivated than fucking Catholicism or Christianity, and I'll wait. I'll fucking wait.
Corey Feldman and his Angels.
Oh, fuck.
Lutheranism.
Who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? We're out here taking back Jerusalem. What are you doing?
Corey Feldman and his Angels is probably the most productive cult. Look at that guy.
What does he
it's
get
so
done?
weird. That is very weird. What's going on? He looks so odd.
He
every time I see
survived a
him.
pedophile cult of his youth. Corey Hames did not. He went on to start his own cult where he then does what happened to him to middle-aged, maybe on the younger side, all blonde hair, all the same height women that dress like angels. And one of them is his wife, but they all live in the same house with him, including with his son.
Also, polygamy,
believe-
another common theme. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'd say fucking Scientology gets shit done. Like their acquisition of actual assets is probably better than any religion
like
in
I
history
literally did
outside
a
of.
bit of research into Scientology was the fact that like Lily Mass Effect like did like a little side slash to him.
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's
the
like,
unitology thing is so funny.
L. Ron Altman. I was like, wow. I was like,
They did
changed
the same
name.
thing. They did the same thing in Doom, the new
Yeah,
Doom. It's
yeah,
like, be nice to the demons. You know,
because
consider what it's like to be a demon.
well, no, but
Don't
that's the
judge
whole
them.
idea of it. Like
Yeah.
they talk about convergence in Dead Space and in Doom. They're like talking
Yeah.
about like opening, like harnessing origin energy and then understanding what it actually does.
Yeah, I don't know, but see, the thing is, a lot of cults, you can't say they're always productive because they all end up dead, or they end up in jail, or they end up mentally scarred for the rest of their life. So there's a collapse of productivity, but the cults that get stuff done, they get stuff done.
I mean,
do a lot
Scientology
of
Sea
stuff.
Org.
Like what? The
That's a
Manson
good.
family? They got stuff done. If you consider killing
Yeah,
stuff done.
Scientology is a good example. They are like weirdly strong.
You better stop talking about Scientology. There's
No,
a lot
I
in
would-
Sweden.
I don't give a fuck. I would argue that Scientology is probably one of the few cults that actually doesn't rely on the classic watchmaker argument of like, oh, how would you have an appendix if you didn't have somebody make an appendix for you? Like, they're one of the few people who don't, like, I guess, modern cults that don't rely on that kind of.
made them.
Yeah, the classic weak argument of like, oh, the teapot theory, dude. Wow, it's a teapot orbiting the sun, and I'm the only one who can see it. It speaks to me, okay? Listen, God knows.
What about the Church of Yahweh?
Oh god.
So Kabbalah, you mean? Yeah,
The Church of Yahweh and the
Kabbalah,
nuclear
yeah,
baby.
Yahweh, like the Kabbalah, like the Kabbalistic fucking. That's what you're talking. The Tree of Life. Hello.
No, I think Yahweh's cult was a little bit more zanier that because they just believe in a nuclear baby that exists.
Well, where does Yahweh come from? Where does that term come from?
Nuclear baby.
No, Yahweh. It's like the traditional Judaistic term for Jesus.
Yeah,
for God. Yeah.
But House of Yahweh, I don't think it's anything at all related to its original.
No, I don't think so either. But just getting it, and that was
They
based.
believe Satan is a woman who appoints all political and religious leaders, with the probable exception of Buffalo Bill.
Yeah. Well, wasn't
or
that shit based in Texas?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, and put it this way: I don't think Jesus is going to come back to Texas. Throwing that out there. Just a thought. Do you think the second? Where do you think the second coming of Christ is going to be?
It's Trump.
Oh shit, got him. Okay, well,
Yep.
end topic. There we go. Done.
Actually, no. The rebirth of Christ was Ted Cruz, but
It's Paul Rand.
wrong time, wrong place.
Rand Paul, dude.
Rand Paul
Why
Rand.
didn't you listen, dude?
Rand
It's
Paul.
happening.
Paul Rand.
That's the thing too. Is like the House of Yahweh. I'm pretty sure it's literally just the same Kabbalistic shit. Like that dude spent like 7 years in Israel and then magically had a vision. They do like the classic fucking 7-day feast for Sabbath and da 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 da. It's like a postmodernization of classic Israeli. Or
Well, they're all. It's
Judaistic
kind of
beliefs.
like the Doomsday cult, similar to like that episode of The Simpsons where they found that like sculpture or no, the fossil of an angel, and they're like, oh my god, it's an angel, and the world's gonna end. And they found it while they were building that mall, and everyone thought the world was gonna end.
Mhm.
And like Ned Flanders like figured out that it was all a lie, and they all started singing that song on top of a mountain. It's pretty much the same as the Church of Yahweh, because they all like, you have to go to the right mountaintop when the world's gonna end, so you're closer to God,
Yeah,
and God
that's-
can get you.
And that's just
easier. He can
that's
scoop
just
you up.
fucking Kabbalah memes. Like it's like they
Yeah.
follow a kosher diet. They wear the same fucking Jewish outfits and whatnot. It's the same shit.
I mean, prophets. I mean, you have to consider a prophet I guess a progressive and busy bee.
Yeah, I'm a
They have
prophet.
a lot of stuff going on.
Me prophet.
What do you mean?
I mean, you can't be a lazy prophet. If you're a lazy prophet, no one's going to listen to anything you say.
There's plenty of lazy
Yeah.
prophets, I would argue.
Not successful ones. To be a successful prophet, you got to bust your ass selling that slinging that cell, making people understand
Oh.
that what you got going on is the true.
Oh, I see.
You know?
Makes sense. All right.
And I mean, there's also terrible, sides of productivity. I mean, when productivity just means they successfully murder a bunch of people, which is always horrible. Like I think one of the most fucked up cults was it was Hikari Noah.
Mm.
It was run by it was Shinriko or Kyo, and it was like 1995. He's the one that did that sarin gas attack on the Tokyo subway.
Mhm.
Hang on, what
God.
was that called?
It was the Hikari Noah.
Yeah, Circle of the Rainbow Light or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, Circle of the Rainbow.
I do notice there's a lot of rainbow talk anytime there's a cult
Yeah.
going on.
Yoga school. Sorry,
Yogi school.
yeah, no, it's where it started out. Apparently, in a yoga school.
Yoga
It had
school.
50,000 members, mostly in Russia.
Yeah, it was big. It was a
Yeah.
big group, and I guess they also call it Aleph, and the other Hikari Noah. Aleph is the true successor to the cult.
Yeah, he
much of its
orchestrated an
membership.
attack on the Tokyo subway. Yeah, this is it right here.
Yeah.
This is
He
this is the name.
looks like the lead singer of the band Boredoms. It's insane, but
Yeah.
God,
Yeah,
he,
Jesus Christ Superstar, just like the
I mean,
You pronunciate
imagine
that name. I don't know. It's too hard.
I'm glad you got the weeb angle on here. Thanks, House.
Shinrikyo.
They're supposedly Buddhists, aren't they? Like that's the poetic irony.
Shinrikyo.
It's like it's kind of funny when a Buddhist does a fucking terrorist attack. Kind of makes you think.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, we're all about peace and Buddhism, but also we're gonna fill these balloons with sarin gas and pop them in a subway.
Yeah, it happens, dude. It happens.
Imagine like carrying a balloon and like, this is just a balloon. You just need to pop it and scare everyone on the train. And they go, okay. And then imagine like they pop it on accident.
Oh
Oh,
God.
Oh, fuck.
Actually, there was a good fucking movie on that in like 2006 or whatever. It's called Day Night. It's about
Oh, yeah, I
it followed.
remember
Yeah,
that.
remember that shit? Good movie.
Yeah,
Solid.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Another good cult movie was a Japanese film called Suicide Club. Or they
classic.
called it Suicide Circle.
Yeah,
Battle
yeah.
Royale,
It was really
baby.
good. That was a great movie. Really creepy. Perfect for this time of month. I suggest watching that.
Yeah, Lost Highway.
Um,
I think wasn't Lost Highway supposed to
Mhm.
be the Americanization version of that shit?
Yeah, wasn't as good though.
Yeah.
But God, I don't see cult. But then after all that shit happened, the cult's still around. The guy's still in jail. Still has people following him. You know,
I'm pretty sure
1,500 people.
Ayum Shakur or like that dude got executed, didn't he? I think he did.
Did
Oh yeah, recently.
Yeah. Okay.
He finally got executed.
Yeah.
I guess that's not productive.
I guess in Japanese,
I forgot he got hung.
I remember watching a documentary on Japanese death row or whatever, and they don't tell you until the day of, like 4 hours before it's gonna happen. Like they don't tell you when you're gonna get executed. So it's just a constant
Yeah, I
guessing.
remember Shinrikyo. I remember he was destined to be hung. His capital punishment is usually hanging in Japan. I forgot. I think it happened a couple years ago now. Forgot about that. I guess that's not productive. He's dead.
Yeah, true.
So I think productivity is something that has a longevity through life, and it brings you success or great change.
I love that you're saying this like a fortune cookie.
I just
success in the great change. You will have number one.
make
five.
great change. You will make great happy times.
Oh,
Many
super
happy times upon
sunshine
you.
rainbow, dude. It's gonna come to you.
Oh, you know what is a cool, funny cult? Gibby heads.
Gibby heads.
Gibby heads. Yeah, Gibby Haynes, the singer of Butthole Surfers, has a cult that follows him.
No.
He doesn't invite it or want it. It just happens.
Sounds great.
There are people who follow him show to show in a bus, and they're hippies, they're crusties. So it kind of is adapted to what Prods was talking about.
Yeah.
But I got to meet some of them. I got to play a show with the Butthole Surfers like in 2010.
No shit.
And yeah, and after the show, I was in the loading dock loading some drums in my car, and behind me, I was with my friend, and this guy comes up, this really scruffy guy, and he shouldn't be there. It was like restricted access, and he was there. He's like, hey guys, I just like want to tell you how much I appreciate you, man. I really appreciate everything you're doing. I was like, oh, do you like the show? He's like, oh no, they wouldn't let me in. I didn't have a ticket, huh? But I mean, like, I'm sure it was great, and I appreciate everything you do for us. And I was like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. He's like, do you need help? Do you guys need me to help you? And I'm like, no, we're fine. And I just like started peering like daggers at the bouncer. And I was like, can you get this guy out of here? I don't want to leave my open truck. All of our shit gets stolen.
Jesus.
It was really creepy. But no, there was this bus. It was filled with just people that would go to shows, and they all were like, oh, we're the Gibby heads. Oh, and they'd all be like waving their arms, and it was weird. It was a weird thing. I was like, I guess. And I mentioned I was in the green room with Paul Leary and Gibby Haynes, and he was wearing a Kung Fu shirt. Paul Leary was a guitarist, the Surfers.
Yeah.
He's a really nice guy. And the only things that were also offered to us in the green room was absinthe, coffee, and ice, and very expensive French champagne. That was all that there was. And we were in the green room, and Gibby was fucked up, and he was chucking glasses at the ceiling, and it felt like a very accurate Butthole Surfers experience. And he came over, and we were talking, and it's like, so Gibby, what's up with the Gibby heads? They still follow you around? He's like, yeah, I don't know what their deal is. I was like, okay, so at least he kind of doesn't say he's leading it.
Jesus.
Maybe he has like a Facebook group now, and he tells them like, stop following me or keep following me. I don't know what he's up to.
I was gonna say it's like Maynard and fucking Tool, like constantly such a cult. Like holy shit. Like to be that sounds like the terrible fuck. Like that sounds hellish to be forever a fucking Butthole Surfers fucking groupie. You know, just
It's just like they weren't playing for the longest time. This was like their coming back thing was for Riot Fest, and they were touring around. And it's just like, man, these Gibby heads have been like going at it since like early 90s.
I saw them in '99 actually at a concert.
Yeah, they have not stopped following them everywhere, and it's such a
so
creepy thing.
Weird, yeah. Ugh, sounds great. How do I become a butthole surfer? Become a butthole surfers groupie today. Hashtag.
Yeah. I guess you could just like do a bunch of drugs and roll around on a stage and whack yourself with a microphone.
Pass.
That'd probably do well. Pass.
That
would be embarrassing.
It's just more so of like all the bands that I would love to constantly be a groupie and tour with. I don't think Butthole Surfers is really at the top of my list.
Yeah, they seemed a little spooky.
Yeah, it's like
Paul Leary was super nice. He was super normal. Gibby was super out of it and fucked up out of his mind.
I guess
I remember he had like a megaphone. Like when he plays, he just has this huge stand of like effects and real time like effect boards for his microphone. He does so many things with his mic live, and he would sing through a megaphone a lot. And I just remember when he was up there singing X-rays of a girl passing gas, and he was just like like screaming into his microphone, and I knew he was like fucked up on acid during the whole show. And he had like it was like funny to watch and be around, but then like when he's all buddy arms around you, but then quickly it would be like he would whip a glass at the ceiling as hard as he could, and it would very all of a sudden you get into survival mode and you kind of want to fight or flight because you feel like things are gonna get weird.
sounds like a good time,
I guess
honestly. Yeah.
That's what being in a cult's about. You have to know fight or flight. You didn't know when you get out of a cult.
Oh, very sad.
It's like, I don't know. They keep telling me to put all my money and my hair into this bucket, and there's a hole in the bucket, and I don't know where it goes.
It puts the lotion on the skin, or it gets the hose again.
I'm sorry that I'm a little distracted. Blakey keeps sending me gifs of like a monkey on a phone. It's weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the Derailed podcast. Hit us up on Podbean.
No, we still got some time left. But as a whole, I wouldn't want to be in a cult. I wouldn't want to be
I
associated
think that's a
with
general
one.
idea, though. Honestly, I don't think most people want to be in a cult.
Yeah, exactly.
But the reason why cults are so appealing is because it's like some type of sense of belonging for people that need that. That's why they can gather members so quickly.
I have to say, is being in a cult productive? No, it's not productive.
My friend almost
it.
became a Scientologist. Actually, it's kind of weird.
Really?
Yeah,
Holy
he was
shit.
really looking at it. It was weird, and I was like, because we went and explored one time. Okay, I like to go to abandoned places, right? So there's this place here in Ontario. It's about say Orangeville. There's an old like workers retreat type camp thing. It's like a big area. There's a couple facilities on it, right? But at one point, the people that owned it sold the property to like a Scientology type like figurehead, more or less, and he was going to commute it to some type of commune. I think it's still sold to that person currently, and I think there's people still on that land, like people that operate out of it. So one day we went through it, and we were like, going through all the abandoned buildings, whatever. It's not completely dilapidated, but it's pretty run down. So fucking, you can go through, fuck around, look at some stuff. And my friend found some of these Scientology pamphlets when we went to one of the garages that were on the property. And he started reading it, and then like fast forward 2 weeks later, he's talking about like he's getting material. He's like ordering material online and getting it sent to him via mail. And I'm like, what are you doing? And I think it's because he was going through some stuff, and he was like, really, because that's what all these things do. They prey on you on like a weaker state, or say something's going on, and you really want to feel like you're a part of something, and you want to and then you call the people up or you read the material, and it sounds like a good thing, and it's like, I don't know, it's really dangerous.
It's group therapy, but there's an ulterior motive behind it.
It's very dangerous. I think.
That's
Playing
what
up
they
somebody's sad, like bad well-being like that, like that sad mind state, like it's just fucking weird.
Yeah, they're vulnerable. They're easy to shape.
Yeah,
It's like they did it. The best example with the preserves and jams episode from King of the Hill, where Luann gets tricked into joining.
Oh yeah. I remember that one.
This fraternity.
Mhm.
But it's just like
They
all
drink
eat
remember they drink
gruel.
the punch thing? No, that was
Yeah.
sorry, that's Family Guy, I think.
That was
too.
Family
That
Guy.
was Family Guy. Yeah.
But they all like she's in this place and they're not allowed to eat anything
Yeah.
but like rice and gruel, and they're all gonna go to work as like forced manual labor at a jam preserve farm, and they all have to call each other Jane. It was such a good episode. And she's just like, I'm in a fraternity, yay! And she just did not understand it was a cult. And then Peggy ended up joining it. She's like, oh wow, I'm finally accepted in a fraternity. I guess we're gonna go make jam. Like, I guess it was the most like rudimentary, like, or simplistic way of putting it. Like, yeah, that's kind of how cults are.
Yep.
Like, hey, do you like video games, cookies, and punch? Come on down.
Yeah, that's why I give blood.
Let's hang out. Yeah, if a guy sits down with you and he pulls up his dress pants, he hikes them up a little bit, takes a little squat next to you while you're playing a video game with a cookie in your mouth, and he's like, so how's that cookie? Get out immediately. As soon as that happens, he's like, oh, so you like that video game, huh? Yeah. And he starts rubbing your shoulders. It's like, so I just want to let you know, you could always talk to me about anything, right? Anything at all. And you know, if you ever need a place to be, when things aren't going your way, we're here. And we just want you to know, no pressure, but once you're with us, you're with us forever. And you get out. You get out of there. Because it may sound like a kind-hearted man or woman expressing to you that you're welcome. This is a warning to all people. If you're gullible, if you know you're gullible, if you're like a turkey and you look up at the storm and you open your mouth and drown, don't go to parties by yourself. Bring a friend. Party might be a cult recruitment. I'd be on the lookout for that. I mean, food for thought. You have any other thoughts about cults Google?
Nope.
Nope. Nope. Nope. You don't want to join a cult?
I'm actually in one right now, dude.
Really? What is it?
It's called Scientology. It's great.
Shut up. Well, I guess we can say, without question, cults aren't productive. Don't join a cult. And I think that pretty much concludes our topic for today. This was episode 8. Are cults productive? And what a serene, quiet episode this was.
Yeah, disclaimer.
feel like-
Scientology is not a cult. It's a religious
It is a cult.
organization. What? No.
It is a cult. It's a cult. How is it not?
No,
You have to, like,
it's
get
recognized
you
as
have to
like a
get scanned.
religious group now, isn't it?
You have to get scanned by crystals.
Do I have to
Mhm.
give money and
You gotta
buy a
read,
salt
read
lamp?
about Dianetics. Like,
Where do I put my feet?
Yeah.
You hold the things. Where do I put my feet? Do I put my feet somewhere when you scan me? Just hold these things. Scan me.
Yeah, dude. They're
What's
called
my
mediums.
numbers? What are my quasars at?
Dark matter, dark energy.
My dark matter's off the charts. My quasars are surging. I need to get this purged.
Yeah, the thetans. You got to get them out.
Yeah. And my Thedians variables are off the charts. I really need an adjustment. I need to be electrocuted stat.
Really need some psychotherapy in the Scientologist office.
But for everyone else that is in need of psychotherapy, you can always enjoy listening to the Derailed podcast, available on derailedpodcast.podbean.com. And you can contact us at thederailedpodcast@gmail.com. And also, you can find all of our social media links, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Spotify, yada, yada, on podbean.com. And we have new episode every Sunday. And this month is going to continue up with spooky, mysterious, creepy themes. And we're going to go all October long. So we got plenty more interesting and spooky topics coming up. But I think that pretty much concludes this episode. So, you guys got anything you want to say to the listeners?
I'm Google.
I was kind of tired and a little agitated this episode, so if I seem like I'm kind of not in a mood where I seem like I'm participating, that's mostly because of it. Again, I apologize if it came across as like
you
a
can't
very
be
lethargic.
AB positive every day.
I mean, not every day, but I'm just apologizing. Like, if like for any viewers that actually like really enjoy this show and my lack of enthusiasm comes off in this episode, I'm just apologizing now at the end of it.
I think it's okay.
Should probably apologize at the front of the story, but yeah, okay. Well, whatever.
No.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
Google.
too late.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Next episode, he's gonna be so chipper.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.